Let's take you straight back to Ekurhuleni. This is where the motion of no confidence against Mayor Sivuyile in Ngodwana is currently underway. Newzroom Afrika's Nqobile Madlala is there and joins me live now. Nqobile, what's the latest?
Well, Iman, what we've seen is the council just going through in terms of making sure that they are bringing in the minutes from the past, so from the 29th and from the March meetings, just going through there, doing that checklist. But now what's up next is that vote of no confidence against the mayor, which we know was put forward by Action SA, which believes that this is because of the breakdown of the service delivery that has taken place in Ekurhuleni. Now, we know from this point that the ANC had asked for 15 minutes break so that they have a caucus. Now that 15 minutes has already passed, but a lot of other political parties are still also taking that break. But going into this, we know that there's a new motion of no confidence, which also goes into looking at the confidence in the speaker. So I want to bring in the DA because we are going to be, of course, debating on that motion of no confidence. Just how confident are you going to that vote at this point?
Look, with the motion of no confidence against the mayor, the Speaker's no confidence motion, I think parties have to vote with their conscience. We have had a breakdown in communication within our council. We have had meeting after meeting since November that has collapsed. You cannot carry on in this way. Running a council where items do not go through which affect our residents out there. So we have important decisions to make within council. What we have seen is a trend of urgent or perceived urgent items going through, and then the rest just fall down the wayside. So departments aren't getting the flow of documentation or the decisions that should be made for them to be able to do their work. The violence, the collapse of council, there has been no stop to that. We even see today a 15-minute caucus that was over half an hour ago. Now, our Speaker is there to maintain the smooth running of council. The Speaker should have, after 15 minutes, rang the bell and said, 15 minutes is over, you now need to start the business of the day.
Do you feel that perhaps the coalition at this point is probably having conversations about how to vote?
Which coalition are you referring to?
Which will be the ANC and the EFF?
I do think so. We do hear the Premier is with the ANC in their caucus right now. I think there's been a lot of discussions of what's going on, a lot of threats, because obviously now you are talking about people's positions. You know, so it becomes personal to those specific parties as well. And yes, definitely there's been talks.
And I mean, as a DA going into this, last time we saw you walk out, mainly because you didn't want to be part of the extraordinary meeting. Today we are going to see that vote taking place. As a DA, though, we know that this had happened in the past with you. Do you feel that everything has gone accordingly? Because we've seen a lot of these meetings collapse. Will we not see another collapse?
Yeah, just to correct you there, we didn't walk out the extraordinary meeting which had to do with a motion. We walked out of the illegal meeting because the structure was changed and the flow of agenda was changed, where one meeting was all of a sudden put in front of another meeting. Now, we are a party of the rule of law. We will not participate in a meeting that does not constitute a meeting. So we recused ourselves. It wasn't a walkout. We recused ourselves for that item and then came into the meeting again once that item was done. Now, today, again, the draft budget was put in front of the motion of no confidence. How do you change meetings like this again? And this just proves our case that the Speaker does what suits her coalition or her party and not what suits the council or sticks to regulations. I don't know if there will be a collapse. There has been talk about a collapse. What is evident is that they wanted the draft budget to go through, which obviously we do as well, because you've got your IDPs and everything that has to flow from there. But then why stick the motion in straight in the middle, which is a total different meeting, again, in the middle of nowhere? You know, it just, everything is disjointed, everything does not make sense, and the question again is this for personal gain? Instead of looking at what is good for the residents, the flow of items that have to go to departments for them to actually do the work that we are giving in our recommendations on items.
Have you spoken to any parties? Are they going to be supporting you?
I have spoke to other parties. It seems like it's very much in the air, specifically with the ANC. Other parties, like I say, have to vote with their conscience, you know, on what is actually occurring here. You know, so there are some parties that will be supporting our motion as well, but I'm sure you will most probably see that the EFF would not support it because the speaker is a EFF speaker. And, yeah, you know, we'll see how the day plays out. But already we're starting in a very bad place of the meeting flow again, you know. So we're all just hanging around, waiting for the ANC to have their caucus that was supposed to be 15 minutes long.
Thank you very much for speaking to us.
Thank you.
Of course, that's the DA speaking to us, Iman, just about what's taking place here. Of course, the caucus is taking quite longer, and they're just saying that as they wait also, that means that they still got to wait for the motion of no confidence against the Speaker. This, of course, that was put by the DA. Previously, you will remember that Action SA was the one that put that motion of no confidence against the Mayor. So for the process to continue, it has to then go through all these stages, which they feel at this point has been delayed because of the talks that are still taking place. But of course, we are going to be watching it for you in the meantime on the ground.
Nqobile Madlala, thank you very much for that update live for us there from Ekurhuleni as those council proceedings continue.